always a lot alone.
Alone.
Yeah. By your age, I gave myself multiples first. Multiple orgasms. Yeah, I did. I was really into it at one point. Just because I was.
Just her daughter.
This conversation with her daughter
in public. This is so weird. Just her daughter being like, "Oh, really? I can't believe it." Looks so fake and ridiculous. Hey yo, it's Poppy, y'all. I'm Ace.
Hi, and I'm Star. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
I bet. Let's get into it. Alright, so in this one we got Jada Pinkett being nasty as usual. She talks about her grandmother teaching her about self-pleasure when she was a little kid at 9 years old. That's what the title says.
That's nasty.
We knew you was nasty and your family nasty too. We knew it.
You talked about.
My grandmother taught me about self-pleasuring because she wanted me to know that that pleasure was from me. Exactly. She didn't want me to fall into the hands of a man, and if he gave me pleasure, to think that that was him. And she taught me at 9.
And look how you turned out. Terrible.
That's crazy.
She taught you self-pleasure at 9 and taught you to go be a thought? Like, what are you talking about? Like, this whole red table talk shit is goofy. Like, she on here giving out people's business, giving out her own business, and shit that should never be talked about.
Yeah.
It's like, because it sounded like there was a little more showing than talking. Like, you're weird. You're weird, bro.
Oh, God.
I had none of what Jada had. You know, her teaching to me was, boys are dirty, don't let them put their tongues in your mouth, and
surely not their penises.
Right.
Enjoy sex. Sex is not for women. Sex is for men, and pleasure is for men. And
so if your mom struggled, then you know I struggled.
Yeah.
The demons in the back of my mind are telling me, no, you shouldn't be doing that, and no, good girls don't enjoy sex.
Do you feel like you?
That's the thing. I mean, I get that. I get that point of view that society has been down on women's pleasure and has told women that it's a negative thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is a reverse to that, and the problem is that a lot of these women let that sentiment run out of control. Where instead of that sentiment that you should be allowed to do what you want, run out of control to think you can do anything.
Right.
You being able to do what you want and being able to do anything without consequences are two completely different things.
I mean, it's different for females because we're more fragile. We're the more delicate opposites of men. So it's just like we don't go out running rampant because we're like a used paper tissue, ragged up tissue with a bunch of cum on it. That it's degrading to yourself. Men, it's different because the more they, spread their seed or do all that, have all that sex with the women, the more that they gain that status, and it's a different effect. It's completely different.
Of course, it's definitely different. A social effect. It's like you end up looking like a bot, and it is a double standard. But men and women are different, so they should be treated differently under different circumstances.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
We can enjoy sex, yes, but just don't go out there like a free piece of paper just floating in the wind.
On everybody,
like,
right? Because that's nasty. Because once you do all that, once you crumple yourself up like that, you a tissue. We can never uncrumple you.
How can a man respect you or take you seriously after that? He's supposed to love you in a matter.
We can't ever uncrumple you.
Yeah, like that's it.
You crumpled up ever.
Have the freedom now.
Yes.
And where did that come
Yes.
from?
Over time, you realize, hey,
What'd you realize?
Yeah, then they start.
What'd you realize? What the fuck?
And over time, I guess the more women have sex with more than one partner all the time throughout their lives, the more like it downplays, I guess, sex in general. So it's just like you're not gonna find pleasure with your man too, over time. I guess like.
That might be true, actually. I mean, they have done studies that show that. I mean, for both genders, but it's worse for women. That the more sex they have, the less fulfilled they seem to be in.
We did watch a video. That's right.
In monogamous relationships. So if they had a graph where it was like.
Even married family, yeah.
Yeah, dudes that had 20 bodies versus more than 20 bodies versus females that had more than 20 bodies, and it's like, and it rated their level of unhappiness in monogamous relationships, and the women were like 30 to like 40% more unhappy than the men were.
Yes.
And in the same circumstance, so it's like it seemed to be clear that the more the women slept with other people, the less they wanted to stay with one person because they always knew something else was out there.
Yep.
While the men had that same thought process, but it wasn't nearly as pronounced. So.
Started talking about
Partner, but I
Yeah.
did
Yeah,
these toys a lot alone.
Alone.
By your age, I gave myself multiples first. Multiple orgasms. Yep, I did. I was
Ew.
really into it at one point. Just
Ew.
because I was
Ew, just
I don't
her
understand why she's
daughter
having this conversation
Just-
with her daughter.
in public. This is so weird. Just her daughter being like, "Oh, really? I can't believe it." Sounds looks so fake and ridiculous.
in an exploration
Oops.
state, and I was abstaining from men.
Oh, Phil.
Yeah, and I actually think I went through kind of an addiction too with it.
Ooh.
And then one day I was just like, enough. Like,
Scary.
you're having 5 orgasms a day. Yeah,
Then that
Oh Jesus. I mean, she sounds like she got a different set of problems, but it's just like seeing Willow's reaction to this is super sketch and weird to me, like hella weird. Like this looks weird. Like
of Jaden as I was
Absolutely.
of you. He was not listen to me. He
I
was not allowed to spend the night at anyone's house because I never underestimated
Yeah.
that a boy child could be violated
Yeah.
in the same way as a girl child.
But I'm trying to figure out how you would.
that's the first time she ever said anything that sounded smart
Yeah.
in her entire
That
life.
is true though.
That's the first time she ever said anything that sounded smart in her whole life. That is a fact, though.
Yeah.
That you shouldn't let your boy child be going over staying on people's house. They'll
Yep.
they'll touch them up the same
Mother, auntie.
the same kind of weirdo way. Right? We've heard all kind of stories of young men saying that their first sexual experience was with
an
older women over the age of 18, and they'd be like 10 and 9, be like, "Hey, yo, cut it out."
There are teachers sleeping with their students, and we're talking about
women,
high schoolers.
women teachers, right?
High school women teachers sleeping with their high school students
Right.
at age 20, 21,
So it's not
22,
like such thing as
23.
So it's not like such a thing is impossible, right? But still, that's the first smart thing she ever said in the whole goddamn life. But this whole situation is weird, and being taught that.
And at such a young age, and explicitly, like
I feel like whatever her grandmother did, she didn't do it right, and she made her a fucking addict.
she went a little bit too far.
Yeah,
That's the
and
difference.
then look how she ended up ragdolling her husband 30 years
Because
later.
it's possible that she got her menstrual cycle, her womanhood at a young age.
Oh, sure.
There are some girls who get it at 9,
Sure.
very early. So you do have to explain what their hormones and what they're feeling and everything else that they're going through.
How she turned out like this? How
But
she
she
turned out like
went
this?
a little too far,
how she turned out
showing
like this?
her how to pleasure herself.
Well, we don't
That
know.
is
We don't know
disgusting.
if she showed her. She told her about it. That's what she said. We don't know if she showed her.
Yeah, okay. We don't know if
She
she showed
might
it,
have, but
but
we
to
don't know if she showed it.
describe self-pleasuring,
No, nasty. That to me, that's nasty. I feel like you just let that happen however it happens. I feel
just need to know about sex and what it is, and that's it.
Right.
Like,
that's a little weird. But anyway, that's it for this one. We'll holla at you.